There we go.
Is it
There we
working?
go. Here we go.
Hey,
Here we
we're
go.
live.
Here we go. Yeah, it was giving me the slow wheel.
I feel like the internet has been misbehaving this week.
I feel like I need $5.
Oh, $5
for the internet.
Oh yeah,
just like what AT&T got. All the other people. Did you figure out what to do with your $5 yet?
No, I haven't. I mean, it's just going to go to pay the bill.
Yeah,
just going to go to
boring.
But $5.
Yeah,
how much goodwill does that buy?
Right.
Does that buy anything anymore? Inflation,
Mm-hmm.
Does that even buy a gallon of milk?
Well, and even when you factor out and you split your bill into 30 days, or for this month, it'd only be the 29.
Yeah.
Is it really only $5 a day? Anyways,
am I paying $5 a day for this thing?
Right. Today we're dealing with a little bit of storms, high of 68, and then later tonight some more rain possible. 80% chance for some storms. Could get nasty, real nasty tonight. Low down to 40, and then that nastiness of rain, snane, maybe some hail, maybe some snow, and some high winds. All could be happening here in the next day and a half. Yeah. So just be mindful of that. We'll find out what's happening in the news this morning, brought to you by our friends at Cornerstone Alliance. See gomichigan.com, Cornerstone Alliance.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It's presidential primary day in Michigan. Polls are open as of now. They are open right now from 7 a.m. until 8 o'clock this evening. In addition to the presidential primaries on the ballots, there are a handful of questions voters are being asked to consider. In Berrien County, Buchanan Community Schools asking voters to renew the operating millage for 10 years. River Valley Schools is seeking an operating millage renewal and a sinking fund millage renewal. Niles Community Schools seeking an operating millage renewal for 10 years. In Van Buren County, South Haven Public Schools seeking an operating millage renewal for 6 years. Cass County, the Cass County Transportation Authority is asking for a new mill levy for services, while Edwards Public Schools is seeking an operating millage renewal. Again, the ballots, the voting places are open right now. Polling places are open until 8 o'clock this evening.
All right.
A new online portal has been launched for the public to learn about how government agencies spend their money. That'll be interesting
for sure, yeah.
The office of Congressman Tim Walberg tells us the Office of Management and Budget has officially launched the federal program inventory, which has information on federal programs that provide grants, loans, or direct payments to individuals, governments, firms, or other groups.
All right.
The inventory was created as a result of legislation backed by Walberg way back in 2020. Walberg spoke on the House floor about the Taxpayers' Right to Know Act.
American people deserve to know what their government does with their hard-earned dollars, don't you think? H.R. 598 will make it easier to evaluate federal government spending by requiring federal agencies to identify their programs, provide basic information like how they perform and how much they cost. Agencies must do a better job of managing their programs and identifying areas where taxpayer dollars are wasted.
The Taxpayers' Right to Know Act that became law as part of the National Defense Authorization Act requires the Office of Management and Budget to publish the online inventory of each agency's federal programs and provide a description of the program, as well as identify information about the program's performance and its costs. Walberg said it's all about making sure federal agencies have an incentive for oversight, implementation of cost-saving measures, and how to reduce redundancy. We have a link to the federal program inventory at our website, WSJM.com. This is National Invasive Species Awareness Week, and Michiganders are encouraged to do their part to help prevent the spread of invasive species. Jennifer Holton with the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development tells us there are several species of plant, insect, and fish that the state is keeping an eye on. In Southwest Michigan, there are a few concerns.
Spotted lanternfly, which if you're a wine grape grower, you are very familiar with the potential damage spotted lanternfly can cause. Asian carp, a variety of other things.
In October, an invasive aquatic plant called hydrilla was found in a couple of Berrien Springs ponds. Testing by the DNR and Eagle in nearby water bodies found that it did not spread. They didn't find any additional contamination. Holton said when an invasive species, insect, or fish wind up where they're not supposed to be, it can threaten the entire ecosystem.
Each year, it's estimated that invasive pests can destroy up to 40% of food crops around the world. That causes billions of dollars in production and trade losses. So definitely really important for everybody to kind of do their part.
Holton says firewood is a common way that invasive species get transported around. They recommend that you buy fire-treated firewood or only use firewood that you bought in an area where you're going to use it. Boaters encouraged to wash your craft after you leave the body of water so you don't get the plant life and take it to another body of water. Hikers as well, clean your shoes or boots after you're done on the trail. You can learn more about invasive species that threaten Michigan and report them to michigan.gov/invasives.
All right.
Yeah, in the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
And non-invasive.
I'm non-invasive.
All
yes,
right,
thank
good
you.
to know. We'll get to sports with Dave Wolf here in just a few minutes. And right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston.
Hey.
Invasive species.
That time of year again.
Oh,
Gotta
yeah.
love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Walking to the car this morning, saw the skunk. Just beep, boop, bop, boop, bop. Good morning to Bill. Good morning to
Hey, Bill.
Jeffrey.
Hey, Jeff.
Or Jeff. Or Free. Do you go by Free or
Maybe.
Frey?
Fry.
The Fray. That was a good band.
The Fray.
The Fray, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's everybody doing today? You enjoying the warm weather as you wake up? Oh my gosh, was it warm?
It was almost muggy out.
Yeah.
There was a nice sheen of dew everywhere.
Oh yeah.
It's weird.
The dew sheen is weird.
The dew sheen. That was a great band.
Yeah, the dew sheen. Yeah. All right.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Busy day today. Busy day.
You going to go vote in person?
Absolutely.
Okay. I've got to find my ballot. Otherwise, I'll have to go sign an affidavit again and vote in person.
Oh, yeah, because you signed the thing to get it sent to you,
yeah,
right?
and then I lose it.
Oh,
It's like, I'll deal with
jeez.
that, and then I lose it.
Oh, great.
It's around somewhere, I'm sure.
That's why I just do the old school, because it's just like, especially primary day.
You know where everything is. Yeah.
And it's quick and easy. It's on my way home. Right around the corner, so it's easy to get to. So, and this is so quick. And I usually, that's the benefit of having an early morning job, is that you can kind of find those peak times of, oh, well, everybody else is probably going to vote after they get off work. Well, I can vote at lunchtime or those different times. But
Yeah.
you should vote. Don't
Absolutely.
not vote.
Yeah. Did you see that emergency crews responded yesterday to Donald Trump Jr.'s Florida home?
Oh, what for?
He received a letter containing unidentified white powder.
Oh, man.
You know, they do that. Sometimes it's really dangerous stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a joke, but it's not funny.
That's why I don't open my mail.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just
Toss
throw
it
it right
all?
in the trash. Oh, those are bills?
Person familiar with this is according to Associated Press. A person familiar with the matter said results on the substance were inconclusive, but officials do not believe it was deadly. The person confirmed the details of the letter. Basically opened it up, had a death threat in it, and some white powder. People in hazmat suits responded. This is in Jupiter, Florida. Wow. Yeah.
Maybe somebody was just baking cookies when they were writing the death threat letter.
Got some baking
bit of
soda
flour.
on it. Or flour. Yeah.
I made a cake yesterday.
You did?
I made a cake for a cake that I had never made before, which is always, which with any time a get together or anytime somebody's birthday is coming up, it's, you try to make something. Usually what I do is out of the box cake. Just simple. I'm a simple yellow cake chocolate frosting guy.
Yum.
That's my basic choice.
Okay.
Or
yeah,
I do the funfetti, which has then I do the rainbow chip frosting.
Yep.
It's got those little chewy, I don't know if they're chocolate or what those are, little chips on top.
I think they're plastic.
Yeah, probably. Just, I think it's those little micro beads. Yeah, probably. But no, I made it was just a vanilla like sugar cake, and I made it in my cast iron pan.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where'd you find this recipe?
Just on Pinterest.
Okay.
Just a simple recipe. And I was telling
Nice.
Jocelyn, I was like, all right, just to let you know, never made this before. And this is like the simplest of ingredients. It was
what did her face do at that time? She's
like, well, at first when it was baking, she's like, I don't smell it. Does it have any flavor? And it's like, man,
it has flavor.
I sure hope so. But yeah, it was just I just had the butter, or you could do shortening. I just did butter and milk, cream that together.
All right.
And then in a separate bowl,
flour,
sugar, baking powder, salt, and that was about it. Oh, and in the butter and milk mixture, a little bit of like a teaspoon and a half of vanilla. Yeah.
Okay.
But then just put it all together, and then you later on, right at the end, you add 4 egg whites.
Oh, just egg whites.
Just egg whites.
Okay.
So I had to do the get the egg white thing out.
Oh, how did you separate the egg from the yolk?
To crack it, and then I pour the yolk
in the shell.
into the shell.
Use the shell.
Do that thing.
Yeah.
That worked out great.
Okay.
And so I got the 4 egg whites in there, and then I put it in my cast iron pan.
Yeah.
Tossed it in the oven and just prayed that it would work out. And it did. We tasted
you did taste it.
We did taste a little tiny piece.
Okay.
When it was still kind of warm, and then I sprinkled powdered sugar on top.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
She tried it last night, and she said, that might be our new cake.
That's so you put it in a cast iron pan?
Cast iron pan.
Is it in the oven?
Yeah, it was in the oven.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was what I was looking for.
Why a cast iron pan?
Because I bought a cast iron skillet a while back, and I've been using it.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to become that cast iron pan person that just cooks everything in the cast iron pan.
For those
not quite there yet.
For those who don't know, how do you clean your cast iron pan?
I just clean it like I clean it, then I dry it, and then I put it on the stovetop, turn the burner on, dry it.
Okay.
And then I season it with a little bit of oil.
Yeah. Okay.
And then, it's all good to go.
So when you clean it, you don't use soap though. Or maybe just a little bit of soap.
A little bit
A little bit of soap.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, a lot of times I've read a ton of different forums and people saying all these things. They're like, you can pretty much clean it like you would clean anything else. You just got to not use a ton of soap, but you could throw salt in there. You could throw all kinds of different things.
Yeah. So. I would disagree just a little bit with that. I like what you're doing, which is just a little bit of soap, but you can't clean it like you clean everything else.
No. Yeah.
Because if you were to do that, you get the things sparkling clean. It's like, well, what happened to my seasoning?
Exactly.
Do we have to do something here?
Yeah. We
more radio?
Yeah, we got to talk now. We got to do this thing now. Hey, good morning, everybody. We're on our live stream as well, so we're having fun over there. So if you want to come hang out with us, you can certainly do that. But there's a lot of other things going on. I do want to say a quick hello to all the people that are watching on our live stream. Quite a lot.
Oh, hello.
They were just talking about they're giving cast iron tips now.
Oh, good. See, cast iron tips, you really have to be very careful on what you do because the seasoning is what makes the cast iron.
Yeah, the seasoning's there.
The magic.
And this was a pre-seasoned one, so I mean.
Oh.
Yeah. But
Johnny made a cake.
I did. I made a cake in the cast iron pan.
That's great.
And it turned out it's jury's still out though because I tried it when it was still kind of warm.
Okay.
So I want to see what it tastes like today now that it's fully cooled. So
where did you store it?
Well, it's in the
fridge?
Kitchen. I did not put it in the fridge.
Oh,
why would I put a cake in the fridge?
I don't know.
Do you put cake in the fridge?
Sometimes. Yeah. Well, you don't have to.
All right.
Yeah.
Strange.
No. That way you don't get the critters getting into it.
No, I actually put a sign out that said, "Please don't eat my cake. No critters. No, I don't want any mice getting into my house and eating my cake." Nothing like that. Plinko stayed away, but Plinko did try a little piece.
Did he?
And he loved it.
Aw. Like did he get a big smile on his face?
Oh yeah, we picked him up to go outside for the last time because I was baking pretty late.
Yeah.
And we picked him up to go outside, and he was groggy, didn't want anything. Then we just put a little piece of cake in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, hello." So we got really excited about that cake.
Uh,
So yeah, celebrating Jocelyn's birthday today.
Happy birthday,
making her
Jocelyn.
a nice cake, a vanilla sugar cake
Hmm.
with a lot of sugar.
Wow. How much sugar?
I can't say.
Okay.
I choose not to say.
1 bag, 2 bags?
Yeah, bag and a half.
No.
Oh, it was supposed to be a cup and a half. Whoops. All right.
Yeah, weather-wise, just reminding folks that it could get a little interesting.
Mhm.
Got another notification here. Scattered severe storms possible sometime tonight, maybe, because it's so warm right now. And then we're going to get that cold snap.
Absolutely. So be careful of that.
You know what it was yesterday in Dallas, Texas, temperature-wise?
Dallas, Texas. Well, it's been warm here.
It's been very warm here.
I'm going to say 74.
93.
What?
93 in Dallas, Texas yesterday.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, 20 degrees above normal.
I think I have a friend that lives in Houston. I'll have to get a hold of them and see what the temperature was down that way.
Highest temperature on record since 1996, so not that long ago.
I did see that we're going to all the weather we're having is starting to break a lot of records already.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 300 February temperature records are expected to be broken by the end of Wednesday. From the Midwest to the East Coast, the warm weather will push up east and drop off a bit by tomorrow. Forecasters are predicting a warm start to March as well. So March starts the end of the week.
Yeah.
Friday's March 1st.
That's so weird. And we even have an extra day of February, and it doesn't feel like it.
Don't like it.
No.
And a lot of other people don't like Peppa Pig. Did you hear about this?
No. Who doesn't like Peppa Pig?
A lot of people, actually.
No.
Do you ever watch Peppa Pig?
No. What is Peppa Pig?
It's
like a British thing, right?
It's a kids show.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that watch. There was a show a while back, and I don't know if it's still on. Remember Caillou?
Yes.
Everybody hated Caillou.
Yeah, he was annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're saying kind of the same thing about Peppa Pig.
Oh.
American parents are quietly hating on the British cartoon. There are a lot of forums on Reddit and YouTube dedicated to listing examples of Peppa basically being an opinionated jerk.
Oh no.
Wall Street Journal says a growing generation of rude and impatient 5-year-olds have some parents turning off the show.
Oh.
Because, a lot of times in these shows, these children's shows, these kids are glued to the television because not only do they love the show, but they love the characters. And if they're picking up the bad habits that the
makes sense.
kids have,
that's why Caillou was so great, because he was a nice kid. He's like, oh, well, just going along, minding his own business, kind of like a Charlie Brown.
I never liked watching that show.
Caillou.
And Peppa Pig is kind of the same way. I think Little Bear was kind of the same way too, where he'd get into a bunch of stuff and it'd be like, whoops, guess I did this. Oh, I'm not going to get punished for it. I guess I'm just going to get away with all this stuff. And so, so defiant kids causing problems now because of Peppa Pig. So
that's fun. That's fun. Well, not pigs, but rats. You want to talk about rats?
Yeah, give me some rat stories.
Family Dollar stores.
Ooh.
They've agreed to pay nearly $42 million in fines. $42 million in fines.
That's a lot.
After pleading guilty yesterday to storing consumer products, including food, drugs, cosmetics, and medical devices in a rat-infested warehouse.
Rat-infested.
Rat-infested.
Not just like there's an occasional rat in the trap here
infested, and the employees knew about it.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the subsidiary of Dollar Tree agreed to pay the largest ever monetary criminal penalty in a food safety case for allowing products to become contaminated at a filthy distribution center in West Memphis, Arkansas.
Filthy?
That's what they said.
Rat-infested?
Yep. The company admitted that the facility shipped FDA-regulated products to more than 400 Family Dollar stores in a bunch of states. It doesn't look like they shipped to Michigan, so thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
The Department of Justice says the company started getting reports in August 2020 of a mouse and pest issue with deliveries to stores. And by the end of the year, some stores reported getting rodents and rodent damaged products from the warehouse. So they were not only shipping products, they were shipping
the rats too.
Yeah.
Wow.
42 million bucks in fines.
Do I get a deal on the rat?
Even though they were shipping the stuff in 2020, they kept shipping until January of 2022 when the FDA found live rodents, dead rodents, decaying rodents, rodent feces. Sorry if you're eating breakfast, as well as gnawed products throughout the facility. Nearly 1,300 rodents were exterminated, and the company on February 18th of 2022 launched a massive recall of products that had been distributed by the warehouse.
Jeez.
So this is all incomprehensible, but that's why you wash your hands and wash your products if you don't know, if you suspect something weird.
Right, but I never thought that I would have to go to the grocery store or go to the
Family Dollar,
the Family Dollar and pick up something and have to check my items for rats.
Well, now you know.
Oh my gosh.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's Dun, 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 dun. Rats.
The more you know.
That's crazy. Oh, because I know the health department, of course, when there's any food related things, restaurants and places like that, they check on that stuff.
They show up unexpectedly,
right,
for a surprise inspection, white glove type thing, and
but
say,
do they do the same thing with warehouses that
like
hold that stuff?
Yeah, sounds like they should.
Because I've worked in warehouses before, nothing that had food or anything, but it's like, all right, a warehouse is a warehouse. It's usually kind of cold, wide open, maybe a little bit dirty, but the products are fine.
Rats hide in the daytime, but there should have been somebody there, and I'm sure there was somebody there who just wasn't paying attention. They just looked on the surface. They didn't look underneath the pallets or whatever.
Saw a rat driving a forklift. They're like,
"What union? What union?
That's Gary. That's not a rat." Maybe they should put the rats to work.
Don't talk about Gary's whiskers.
I'm just worried that the rat union will move to strike on this one.
Little picket line.
Yeah.
You gonna cross that picket line?
Oh, that would be adorable. A little mouse and rat picket line. Oh, that's so cute.
Time to send the cats in.
All right. So keep that in mind next time you go to that store or any other. Well, I imagine that at that warehouse may not just be dedicated to just that Family Dollar, maybe other companies as well.
Yeah. Good question. Good question. Or neighboring warehouses, because they're usually not by themselves.
Right.
One other from the business community, online travel platform Expedia, saying yesterday they are cutting 1,500 jobs globally, about 9% of their total workforce, as part of its organizational and technological transformation.
Okay.
They did warn earlier this month, Expedia did, that they would moderate business sales in 2024 as air ticket prices drop, and CEO Peter Kern is stepping down. So they're kind of looking at their model, understanding what has it been, what do we need to do, what do we do going forward, and part of that go forward, cutting those 1,500 jobs.
Yeah, replacing the human workers with rats.
And
in an unrelated, in the related story there.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, they work for cheese. Easy. Good, smart business decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, we got other things to get to as well. We'll catch you up with sports, news, and speaking of money, your Bloomberg Market Minute is next.
Just as the roots of a mighty oak.
Oh, rats.
They work for cheese.
They work for cheese, man.
Yeah. Family Dollar infested, and they knew about it.
Rat infested.
42
rat infested.
I mean, seriously, a $42 million fine.
Ugh.
For ignoring the conditions and shipping the problem around. That already happens, but come on.
Right.
With ships and stuff like that.
Yeah. Checking our comments here. We were talking about the cast iron pan earlier. Bill says, I clean it the cowboy way.
Oh.
Bill, please enlighten us on what the cowboy way of cleaning a cast iron pan is. My guess is just take a rag and wipe it out and you're good to go.
Yeah, and with a perfectly seasoned pan, that's what you do.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
That has been the great part about the cast iron, even with it being pre-seasoned, and I did a little bit of extra seasoning before I even put the first things in it.
Yeah.
Is I put stuff in there and thinking, oh, this is going to stick. And then usually I'm able to either scrape a little bit or wipe away, and it's good to go. So that's been nice. But I've been mindful about, I'll do burgers or I'll do, things that I know won't stick in a regular pan. But I want that nice little char, little cast iron feel to it. Delicious.
If you want to avoid the step of heating the pan as you're drying it before you put the oil on it, you can also use salt.
Yeah.
Salt gets kind of helps get rid of the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I do a little bit of salt too, but yeah, I just throw it when I'm doing it quick and I don't want anything, I'm just throw it on the wok there. Put it on full whack.
On the wok.
Yeah, put it on the whack. The what do they call it? The hob?
The hob.
The hob. That's what the Brits call it.
The Brits call it, yeah.
Diane says cornbread is good in the cast iron pan.
Oh, yeah.
She says I scrub with salt if I need it abrasive, or just wipe it if it's seasoned.
Exactly right.
Delicious. And we were talking about our rat story. Teresa says, money, blah. She has a money emoji, a I'm about to puke emoji, and I'm just letting it all out puke emoji. So,
okay, so Bill says the cowboy way of cleaning his pan is sand. Is that what that says?
Sand and rag.
It's not sand. Use salt, Bill.
Yeah.
Come on.
Not the abrasive that I want.
Sand.
I've always
have a bag of
wanted
sand laying around.
I have always wanted to try the cowboy way of coffee.
Ooh, what's that? Just mix it together?
Well, they use like a big old metal thing, and then they basically put the coffee grounds in there, put the hot water, and then they put it on a fire, and then just like let that sit for a while, and it's just this turns out to be this thick motor oil coffee, and it's delicious.
Not the percolator.
It's kind of like it's really not even doesn't look like a percolator. It's just a big old pot. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
And gravity kind of does its work and is able to keep the grounds out of your coffee.
Yeah. I would drink it.
Yeah.
But wouldn't like it.
You'd say something about it.
I would.
Yeah. You say something about everything. Guys, what you probably should have done is this. It's like we've been making the same coffee the same way for 30 years. But I think you should do it this way instead.
Yeah, do it the different way.
Yeah.
Bring an espresso machine.
Diane says sock coffee.
Ew.
Do you just put a coffee in a sock?
Yeah, you don't even need coffee for that.
You steep it. Nice little sock bag. All right, got your Bloomberg Market Minute going right now. And we'll get to news and all that other stuff. How's everybody's day going so far?
People are a little concerned about Ford.
Cowboys don't carry salt, Ken.
Yes, they do.
That's what Bill said.
Absolutely.
Yes, I know when I'm a cowboy, I put my leathers on and put my hat, and I don't forget my box of salt.
Gotta have
the
salt.
salt.
Yes, Cookie. Cookie's always got the salt.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
He's the guy with the chuck wagon.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right. Well, get to it in just a second. We got about 30 seconds. You said something about Ford?
No, we can talk about it later, but
okay.
it's not really.
Please tell me it's not another recall.
Well, it's not a recall, but they haven't started shipping the electric pickup trucks like people thought they were going to. Yeah.
Interesting.
Oh.
All right, let's get back to it.
Temperatures are slightly higher. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
It's the morning show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Good morning. It's 7:30. The day's starting out nice. I don't feel like it's going to end that way.
No.
We've got that bit of it doesn't look like snow sky, but it kind of feels like something's a brewing.
Mm-hmm.
A few scattered storms today with a high of 68, wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. That'll increase tonight. Some severe storms may pop up as well, mainly before midnight. Low down to 40. Going to get interesting even into Wednesday as well. So just be careful.
Yep.
It may be a nasty evening, good storm evening. So if you like falling asleep to storms, this might be a good one for you.
Yeah, if you've got stuff in the backyard that blows around when the wind comes through, you might want to tie that down or face losing it.
Or tiny dogs that could fly away if they're hit the wind just right.
Oh.
All right, let's find out what's happening in the news.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. It's presidential primary day in Michigan. Polls are now open, and they're open until 8 o'clock this evening. In addition to the presidential primary selection, there's a handful of ballot questions some voters may be asked to consider. Both Berrien and Van Buren County voters might see a school millage question on their ballot. In addition, Cass County voters may see not only a millage question, but also an additional question from the Transportation Authority for some projects they're suggesting there. So, again, polls are open until 8 o'clock this evening. The reconstruction of Upton Drive in St. Joseph starts next month. The project has been years in the making as the city sought grants and other funding to pay for the $11 million project. City engineer Tim Zebel tells us they're doing a complete reconstruction of the road from St. Joseph River to Mominy Drive. The project also includes sewer and drainage work. If you want to know more about the information, the city is having a public meeting to talk about it March 5th at the St. Joseph City Hall starting at 6 p.m. Construction slated to start on March 25th. And the city of Hartford has applied for a state Spark grant to improve Eli Park. It says it's seeking funds for things including a parking lot along Michigan Avenue, new sidewalks, improvements to the pavilion and restrooms, of course, new pickleball court, because everyone wants one of those these days, and a small playground. The goal is to enhance the park for the public while also leaving plenty of space for big events like the Strawberry Festival. The city drafted its grant application with input from the public. Now that it's been submitted, they will let people know when they hear back from the state on whether that grant application is approved.
All right.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Dave Wolf has sports here in just a moment. Let's find out now what's happening around the state.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. The polls are opening.
Polls are opening.
Polls are open.
Yeah, Diane says it's just use a sock.
There you
use
go.
a sock as your steeper. Put some coffee in there. Bloop, bloop.
I tell you, have I mentioned before, Starbucks has good instant coffee these days.
Oh, do they?
They really do.
You're talking about just the scoop it in there, put some hot water, and you're good to go.
It has this little weird thing that floats to the top. It looks like crema. You know it's not, but it's still good.
Yeah.
It's good. So if you're ever in a pinch.
Yeah. I have an instant coffee, but I never actually drink the instant coffee. I usually just in baking and things. Have it as a go-to for stuff.
Or just put a little pinch between the cheek and gum.
Yeah, there you go. Can I make a little pouch and just do a
freeze-dried crystals. Yum.
I want to dip my coffee. Yeah, can you make my coffee into little strips and then I can just dip it? Yeah, that's disgusting. All right, we got some other things to get to here this morning. The lunar lander. Little mishap with the Odysseus lunar lander. So they had this private lunar lander. I think we talked about this last week, where it was going up there. It landed. They lost communication kind of in between.
Yep.
And then it landed. Unfortunately, it landed not exactly the way they wanted it to. It landed kind of on its side. So the solar panels that keep it going couldn't catch the sun quite right. So basically it's just going to be space junk.
I have a question.
Okay.
Why did it land on its side?
That's a good question. My guess is...
I mean, the whole thing is, there are probably 2 or 3 main points of
landing zone. Yeah.
One is the takeoff.
Yep.
One is the landing. So I guess there's 2.
Yeah.
2 points.
Yeah,
I
don't know if the lost communication happened at a crucial time, like
to make
where your tilts needed to be, and then when it came back, when they got the connection back, maybe it didn't correct itself to where it needed to go. So maybe there was something lost there. But I mean, they pick where they're going to land. They say, okay, you're going here. Absolutely. You're going to land in this spot. This is a nice, smooth, flat spot for you to land.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't, unfortunately.
I was thinking about this because we're backseat engineers, right? We don't even.
Of course.
I don't have an engineering degree.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think you do.
I do.
You do?
Yeah,
all right. Fine. As an
I have
aeronautics
a
degree.
doctorate. Yeah,
doctorate. But we're backseat drivers here. But at the same time, they do have people who their whole career is focused on getting the math right for such a landing.
Yeah.
And they missed it. That's got to hurt.
Yeah.
That's got to hurt. But I was thinking about this earlier today with the road construction that's happening on Upton Drive.
Mm-hmm.
That's right next to Whirlpool, one of the technology centers there.
Sure.
So the top engineer for that project, you can imagine all the engineers who were backseat driving.
Right.
Like, you sure you want to do it that way?
Yeah, like, when somebody's working on something in their garage, you get all the dads that walk up there and just want to watch. I imagine all the engineers just take all their time and just kind of watch and say, nice choice. Nice calculation there.
You know how you prevent getting marks on your nut there?
I engineered a new way of road.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Did you see the speaking of engineering marvels, I saw something. I've been seeing this on social media lately, is that I think it's Wilson. They came up with an airless basketball.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's see-through. It's got little holes all throughout the whole entire thing. And you could hold it up and see through it. And they did tests, like just guy was at a show.
Yeah.
Bouncing. He had a regular basketball and this airless basketball and bouncing it. And pretty much
the same.
Pretty much. It's very, very close. He said at least 90 to 95% very similar.
I have a question.
What's your question?
What problem are they seeking to solve?
That is a good question. My thought was this would be a great basketball. It's very expensive right now.
Okay.
But this would be a great basketball to take to countries that do not have air inflation things.
Air pumps
and air inflation. If you said, okay, take this country somewhere, I want to introduce basketball. Well, we don't have air compressors or pumps available. Here's an airless basketball. You can play basketball.
I would also suggest this is a miracle solution for kids who, the little needle to inflate a sports ball.
Mm-hmm.
It either gets bent.
Yep.
It's either lost.
Yep.
Or you didn't know. It's like, oh.
And sometimes it doesn't quite go in. In there. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Because you always have to saliva.
You either gotta lick it or you gotta spray something or do something. Yeah. But
that's interesting.
Yeah. I think they said like right now retail, it's like thousands of dollars.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man. It looks cool. I'm looking at it.
It
on
looks
their
pretty
website.
neat, but you're exactly right. I was thinking about like what problem were they solving, or were they just kind of saying like, could we?
Yeah.
Were there a bunch of engineers sitting around? I'm like, we've been making basketballs pretty much the same way for years. Let's introduce a new basketball. Because
without air.
At one point I remember playing with a basketball that had more sections.
More sections.
More because basketball has like the 8 or so sections. It had extra. So there were more.
What did that
pieces.
do?
I think they were thinking a better grip, better spin.
Oh.
I don't know.
Yeah, you can get the limited edition of the airless Gen 1 basketball from Wilson.
There you go.
And they come in 3 colors: jet black, natural, and brown. Natural being the white.
White. Yeah.
I guess that's 3D printing or something.
Huh,
that's weird.
Yeah, I'm just curious how they made it. But maybe this airless basketball, what it is they are testing this technology because they're probably trying to figure out how they can make airless tires.
Ooh.
Because I think Goodyear and a couple of the other tire companies are in that process of trying to figure out how to make airless tires. And they also are trying to make spherical tires, just complete spheres. That's how they would do so that they could put it in. I don't know how that's going to work inside of a vehicle, but I think there's some concepts out there where it's just like you're driving with 4 basketballs, essentially.
$2,500.
$2,500 for the Wilson basketball?
Yep. $2,500. It's a 3D printed ball.
That's cool.
Yeah.
You have a 3D printer, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the coolest 3D printed thing you've made?
There was a robot.
Like a little robot toy thing?
Yeah, I don't know if it's a toy, but
it was an action figure.
Yeah.
It's not a toy. I look at it on my shelf. Why, as adults, have we become that? Where we're just like, yeah, I have toys. They just sit up on a shelf, and I look at them.
I play with them sometimes.
Yeah.
In things like that where the printing that you do, it has little stabilizers
Mhm.
that you can break once the printing is done.
Yeah.
So that the whole thing becomes a flexible thing.
Right.
So that's fun.
That's cool.
There was I actually came across this the other day. I made a little vase for my
Ooh,
mom.
a vase.
A vase that had
Nice.
the little swirls all the
Oh,
way
cool.
up. So that was fun. But once you get the 3D printing out, depending on what substance you used, I think it's PLA and whatever
Yeah.
the other one is.
The plastic stuff.
Yeah. You can put it in with acetone.
Oh.
Not like submerge it or anything like
Mhm.
that, but just put the odors of it, the fumes next to it, put it in a closed container like a old paint can or something like that, and it smooths everything out. So it just gets that
Weird.
glass-like sheen.
Cool.
Yeah, so it's fun.
Huh.
So that's cool. So I haven't done anything in a while.
Yeah.
Because I probably need to upgrade my machine.
Mm. It's not a
Stephanie's saying
toy.
no.
Nope. Yeah, because those things can't. I mean, you can get some for pretty cheap these days,
Probably.
but they can get expensive. For sure.
I'm looking at these airless tires. They look 3D printed too. Those are really cool. They have them on like 4-wheelers and stuff like that.
Yeah. I would love I mean, again, I want the amphibious vehicle.
Yes.
Like that's my go-to. Next car, I want it to just be a car / boat / hey, if it can fly too, why not? That's a win.
Yeah.
But at least be a boat, because of all
Yeah.
these inland lakes and all these
Oh, yeah.
rivers, it would be so cool to just go to a boat launch and just go boop, 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 right in there into the water.
One better. What about the hovercraft from Star Wars? The little sand
Oh, the land speeder?
land speeder. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think they can go over water though.
Why not?
I don't know.
That'd be
the
fun.
hoverboard couldn't go over water.
Hovercrafts do.
Hovercrafts do, but the
Yeah.
hoverboard, if you remember Back
Yeah.
to the Future 2,
Yeah.
his little Barbie hoverboard
Wouldn't
could
go
not
over
go
water?
over. No.
Oh.
Remember
didn't know that.
he had to paddle
Hmm.
trying to get the shoe in there. Hang on.
Which one was that? That was number 2?
Number 2? Yep.
Maybe I
Because
didn't see that.
he took the hoverboard, the Barbie hoverboard, which I don't know. Do you watch the Barbie movie? About
Yeah.
70% of it
Well,
because
yeah.
you fell asleep.
I did.
Did at one point was there a little Easter egg of the Barbie hoverboard?
I don't know.
I've still not seen it.
Really?
No.
Oh.
I've got that.
Are you refusing to see it?
No, I've got basically Barbenheimer that I need to watch. I have
Oh,
Oppenheimer that I
okay.
need to watch, but that's about 3 hours. But some people even said that could have been a 6-hour movie because
Yeah.
there's just so much more information and to the story and the
Wow.
history of Oppenheimer that needed to be in there.
Yeah.
And then Barbie, that's another like 2.5-hour movie, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I fell
So.
asleep.
It was a good nap.
It was a
Good.
good nap.
I don't know. You can watch the movie, get a good nap in it while you're at it. All right, let's get back at it.
Tonight, and then we'll keep dropping tomorrow into the 20s with light lake effect snow showers Wednesday. I'm meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Hi, this is Pat Moody, and you're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
Hey, good morning. You can be part of the show anytime. You can call 925-WSJM. You can email letstalk@WSJM.com. You can also comment on our live stream if you want to and talk about all the fun things that we've been talking about this morning. Everything from cowboy coffee to airless basketballs.
Yes, absolutely.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's because you're missing out
Aw.
on exclusive award-winning content.
But you can go check it out later
Mhm.
if your schedule doesn't allow you to watch the video stream. We have it on our Facebook. We post it there every day. So check it out.
Let's talk about vehicles because you mentioned people not so happy with some issues with another car company.
Well, they're wondering what's happening at Ford because they've put a pause on the shipments of the new F-150
the Ford Lightning, yeah.
Yeah, the Ford Lightning EVs. Ford Motor Company saying last week that they halted shipments of all 2024 model year F-150 Lightning electric pickup trucks so that the company could perform quality checks, but they wouldn't specify. They wouldn't specify what the issue was, and they actually paused shipments on February 9th. So they announced it late last week. People started getting wind of it, but then they said, well, yeah, we paused shipments so we could check this quality issue. We paused it at the beginning of the month. and we won't say what the quality issue is.
Interesting.
They didn't say either when they expect to resume shipments that had begun in January, and then they stopped it. So something happening. I'm sure we're going to get more information on this, but a spokesman for Ford told Fox Business that the company began shipping its model year 2024 Lightnings, and they expect to ramp up shipments in the coming weeks as they complete thorough launch quality checks to ensure the new F-150s meet their high standards and delight customers.
I like this idea.
Which
I don't
idea?
mind the I don't mind. This is where I'm not upset with the delay.
But they let some out of the gate.
They did.
Yeah.
But I like the idea of slowing it up a little bit because I feel like in this manufacturing world, the I need it now on demand world that we live in.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing all these automotive recalls
Big
happening
issues.
for little things.
Yeah.
You know, little things that become big things.
Yes.
Where it's like, oh, well, this didn't work. Oh, well, this didn't work. Oh, we must have missed something. Well, we must have missed that.
Yeah.
And it's because that everything has to move so quickly down the line.
Mm-hmm.
So I
That's
like
true.
that they're slowing it up a little bit. But I have seen Lightnings in some car dealerships, and they look cool, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So be aware, if you have a Lightning already, Ford may be coming out with something soon, but they're not saying yet.
Some sort of little maybe need to bring it back in for a checkup.
Let's hope it's an over-the-air update if they do find an issue.
Yeah. Or something that they can do. I know there's mobile service in some areas.
True.
So they could fix something at your home.
Yeah.
Another car related thing I ran across. This is not good news.
Uh-oh.
According to the National Safety Council.
Yeah.
Car accidents killed more than 44,000 people in 2023. That's 4% less than the year before, but almost 14% more than before the pandemic.
That's not good.
Number of states did see decreases in car accident deaths, including New Jersey, Utah, Louisiana. 7 states like Arizona, Kentucky, and Maryland saw their numbers increase.
Wow.
So
that's not good at all.
Yeah. So just throwing that out there with things. You got to be careful. But I mean, I know here in Michigan we have the laws now, hands free.
Yep.
But we're still seeing people on their phones, talking on their phones, doing all that stuff. I would like here's an introduction or a new feature that I think car companies should work on. Is like when you're doing something when you were a kid and you were probably not supposed to be doing something, usually your parents would probably come in and slap your hand.
Nope, I was an angel.
Doubt it. No, you probably just, Mom, you know what you should do? I'm thinking this. I know you're cooking.
What if we reframe this?
You're cooking dinner. You're taking care of us. You're doing all this. Could you next time fold my shirts a different way?
Exactly.
I kind of like the tri-fold instead of the split down the middle fold.
It's the collar. You got to get the collar right.
The collar needs to be. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
I brought you this the folder like they have at the stores that they fold all the t-shirts.
At the Gap.
Yeah, exactly. Got that. No, usually your parent or somebody would slap your hand a little bit.
Yeah.
There needs to be a hands-free, but a hand slap. In your car.
Okay.
It's like, hey, put your phone down.
Like a shock.
Hey, put your phone down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you're ever on your phone and you're in the passenger seat and your phone has connected to your car, it'll say, "Are you the one driving?"
Yeah.
No, it's not me. But yeah, I see people all the time, and I'm still seeing more and more people be at the stoplight, and I know they're on their phone because the light turns green and they don't go. And I do the courtesy honk.
Oh, I
hate doing the courtesy honk.
Yeah.
So what I usually do,
nice way of doing it.
If you're inside if you're inside my car, you just hear me saying, "Hey, come on, just go, 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 come on." And I wish that I need a loudspeaker in my car.
Yeah, that'd be good.
If I could get that would also be a great feature.
That'd be good.
All right. Other things to get to here this morning. We do have your Moody on the Market update here in just a little bit. What are we doing on that one?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute, but we should also talk later on during the program about medical college because tuition, it's a big concern.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big concern for a lot of students and a lot of parents. But apparently in New York, there's one where people are not going to have to worry about that anymore.
Ooh, all righty. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit later. Still a lot of show to get to here this morning. It's a fine award-winning program. We're only a little bit past the halfway point. But that Moody on the Market update is next.
Everybody loves a bargain. Say it. You love a bargain. I love a bargain.
Hey.
We're going to do
check
one. Competitive edge. Competitive edge for Moody.
All right. Competitive edge.
At some point, we should talk more about the eclipse.
That's April 8th?
April 8th. April 8th. Apparently, Delta was the airline that did that.
The flight, the special flight.
Apparently, they sold out.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just the biggest scam in the world. Get on this plane.
A little movie reference from Teresa. Wilson! Wilson was a volleyball, though.
Yeah. It wasn't Voight.
Yeah. He was a Wilson volleyball.
Wilson.
Great movie. Would you say he has so many great performances, but would you say Castaway's in the top 5 Tom Hanks movies?
I'd have a tough time going through because I know I would forget some. I loved him in Big. I loved him in Philadelphia. I thought he was really good in Forrest Gump.
I guess the other question is, have you ever seen a movie that Tom Hanks is in that's been bad?
No, he's been really good.
Wait, there's one futuristic movie that he's in, and it's Halle Berry.
Halle Berry and Tom
Halle
Hanks
Berry
made a
and
movie?
Tom Hanks in a movie.
Oh, no wonder.
I cannot remember what it's called. Please, people on in our comment section, feel free to do a quick Google search, or you can as well. Yeah, it was. I've never seen it, and I have no intention to watch it.
I've got it here.
What is it?
Cloud Alias.
Cloud Alias or Cloud Atlas?
Oh, it's Atlas.
Atlas.
Sorry, I need my glasses. Cloud Atlas, 2012.
Okay. I feel like 2012 was the year that people just made bad movies.
Yeah, people also ask, because I'm looking at Google, people also ask, what was the point of Cloud Atlas?
Yeah, the movie's been out for 12 years. I have no idea what it's about.
Yeah.
I really have no intention of filling my brain with that. So
Johnny,
please.
It was a grand tale about human nature and
cut you off
human
there.
values.
So we got to get back to the show.
SJM.
Good morning. What do you want to know? Southwest Michigan's business. You can find it at moodyonthemarket.com. Our team of contributors always on it. We got some great stories there. You can enjoy that, as well as the Moody on the Move series and our awards program and a bunch of other stuff as well. Your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And talking about business updates, we love to see this. We love to see it when local headquartered businesses expand, not only in the area, but out across the state. And the leaders of Stevensville-based Competitive Edge announced that they have purchased Creative Specialties, another promotional products company established in the Detroit area back in 1972. Now, Creative Specialties will maintain their operations in Metro Detroit, becoming the third office in Michigan for Competitive Edge, alongside its main office in Stevensville, its office in Grand Rapids, and the satellite office they recently opened in Charleston, South Carolina.
Very nice.
Yeah, big footprint there.
Yeah, so Competitive Edge president Paula Weigenik.
Yeah.
Weigenik. Just say her name real fast. Paula, I think I've probably met you at some point, but I do not know your last name.
Oh.
So apologies. Said the acquisition brings a distinct geographical advantage. Operating in the footprint allows us to provide personalized service while offering full access to technology and resources from our Southwest Michigan headquarters.
Yeah, Competitive Edge was founded by Mary Jo Tomasini back in 1993, and they have evolved into one of the largest full-service promotional product distributors in the United States. So congratulations on that expansion, buying up that Detroit operation and bringing some of those people on board. You can read the full article right there on moodyonthemarket.com.
I want to hang out in the satellite office in Charleston, South Carolina.
Right? Yeah. But you have to buy a plaid shirt. You can see the photo that we have on the story. They're all in plaid.
Oh, I see that.
It's a thing.
Interesting.
I don't know what thing, but it's a thing.
I like it.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I'll wear plaid if you take me to Charleston, South Carolina.
There you
It's
go.
beautiful this time of year.
Yeah.
All right. Check out that story and more at moodyonthemarket.com. Your update brought to you by Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
We're watching over you.
All righty. That about does it for us this morning. Teresa agrees. I have not seen a movie that I didn't like him in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, it's hard to choose a top 5. I mean, I was just reading something about Road to Perdition, how people say that no one really calls that movie out because it's not only a good movie, but good historical stuff. And Tom Hanks is great.
Yeah.
Has Tom Hanks ever played a villain? Trying to think. He's great as the main guy, but and even as supporting characters as well. But I mean, I guess you could say in Elvis, he's kind of the villain. He's the the record producer guy, manager, or whatever. So I guess you could count that as a villain.
Well, it's what was his role in Road to Perdition?
He was the father. He was one of the assassins.
Kind of a bad guy.
Yeah, he worked for one of the gangsters. He was basically a hitman.
Okay.
Back in he had a Tommy gun, the gun that I've always wanted to fire. He had a Tommy gun.
Cloud Atlas, he was apparently a bad guy, and in Lady Killers.
Oh, Lady Killers. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that's a good one. The one thing I don't like about Tom Hanks is that he, like, if you watch Polar Express,
love Polar Express.
I do, but the only thing I don't like about it is that Tom Hanks literally plays like all of the characters.
Yeah, that's so cool.
He's even the kid.
Oh, is he the kid
little
too?
Kid?
Okay.
Because I watched a behind the scenes thing because I'm a nerd and I love that stuff. But I watched a behind the scenes thing and it was just him doing he had all of the little golf balls, ping pong balls all over him.
Oh.
The motion capture stuff.
Yeah.
He had all of that stuff going on and he was the child.
I took the boys to see that in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
And we lasted all of about 5 minutes in there before one of them was freaked out by the 3D and we had to go. But it was the coolest thing ever.
It is a little freaky. Yeah.
If that ever comes out, again, I want to see it, the 3D version.
Yeah. Cool part about that movie, the kid.
Yeah.
From Grand Rapids.
Aw.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Love that movie.
Good book as well.
Oh, it's a book?
Yeah. Started out as a book.
Huh.
It was a book before it was a movie. All right. We got to get back at the show, but we're wrapping up the live stream here for today.
Thank you for
guys
joining us.
Enjoy this wonderful Tuesday weather that we're going to have that's going to get a little crazy later.
Yeah, do be careful. And if you start to see winds pick up quite a bit, just again, whether you're streaming on the app or checking us out on the radio, stay aware of what's happening with the weather.
All righty. Bye now. Talk to you tomorrow.